Yo, 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 yo. Tiddlecast. T-cast.
What's up?
It's episode 5. I'm here with my my primo, my cousin, Joel.
Cousin from some other...
That's called,
something.
I guess white people call it second cousins.
Second cousins? Yeah.
I guess.
Well...
Once removed. That's the proper term, I guess.
Yeah, what...
You're my cousin's cousin from his other side.
From
that
another
I'm not
side.
related to.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's a complicated idea, dude. I cannot fucking get it straight right now.
No, I'm just saying. That's like your nickname, cousin.
Yeah.
So we're Joel's holding down the fort over here. My boy. Cecil, if you listen, if it sounds bad, it's your fault. But yeah, so what's been up to, man?
Shit, dude, what were we talking about right now? Now it's just, it was my day off, so I was cleaning up a lot of stuff and just taking it easy, man.
You cut the music?
Yeah, my
Oh.
bad. I didn't get it all out.
Oh, no, you're good. Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Sweet. So what you been up to, man, this week?
Well, I was working all weekend, so it seems like things aren't as busy at work right now, so that's a good sign.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, if we can all keep our masks on while everybody's good, maybe we can have fun a little bit longer.
Yeah, people are fucking weird.
There's so many arguments and counter arguments to like all that, and I think that's the only reason that people get like attracted to that argument. It's just like it's like a fun thing to argue about. So people that like to bicker over shit, they're like, let's do this, let's fuck with these people. Like, it's not about how much. Like, it's not about having your mask on all the time. It's about the more you have your mask on, the less likely it is for you to transmit or receive or whatever.
Yeah, when it comes to that stuff, like, I'm very liberal, but some things I'm very like, well, like, come on.
Yeah.
And people say like that's almost libertarian leaning, but no.
Yeah, like there's just, I think, certain values that everybody was instilled into across the board back in the day. Like, I remember it from elementary, like it was the 80s, right? Which was like kind of like the end of an era, I think, that started in the 60s with Kennedy, and all those kind of like things. Like, I mean, yeah, Kennedy had a lot of like what we would call today libertarian leanings.
Almost a conservative Democrat, a more conservative, like that's more left center. That's what you would
I would
call
say
it.
like a libertarian Democrat, but like,
Yeah.
with conservative social leanings, but everybody was conservative in the 60s.
But the country wasn't worth as much as it is now.
Yeah.
Just like not even what our actual country is worth, but what the people who live on it are worth. It's
what the people
you know
who
what
live
I,
on
you
it.
feel me?
Like what? Like GDP, like global GDP divided by like population? Like, is that what you mean?
Yeah,
or?
like what is America worth? Like the country.
Yeah, I mean, I think that depends on what currency you're comparing it to. Are you comparing it to its own dollar or gold?
Layman's, just like to me, I see dollars. So what would they be worth in dollars at the moment right now?
Yeah, if you were gonna buy it,
is it gonna be trillions?
It's gotta be in the
billions, right?
I was gonna say tens of trillions, dude.
You think that much? We're worth that much?
If you take into our military budget, the black budget, the super black budget that isn't,
what is that?
Document like there's a black budget, like there's like
an off the books, but still in the budget.
Yeah, there's a number that gets reported like every periodically.
Yeah, probably
about
every like
how
10 or
much
20
money
years.
we put towards black budget projects. You can't tell what they are.
Yeah.
But there's that number out there. But if you believe like a lot of people that, like, I can't think of this chick's name. If you believe like the secret space program conspiracy people.
Yeah. Oh shit, we got right into it.
Yeah. Like, if you believe those people, then there's an entire other budget that makes like global GDP look like shit, look like a drop in the hat.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
And America's a young country. That's what's crazy is there's been countries that have technically changed, like names became a different country that have lasted longer than Texas. It's true. Of Texas, I mean America.
Are you talking about?
I'm talking about Texas. No, I'm talking about America.
I was gonna say, are you talking about the nation of Texas or the state of Texas?
I meant the United States of America.
Shit, dude, I'm gonna have to crack out my global history or my world
Just
history
kidding,
book.
dude. So homework out there for you 4 to 25 people that are listening.
Thank you very much for listening, by the way.
Yes, the numbers went up this week.
Did it? Oh yeah, it did
Yeah.
go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're vibing.
Yeah. It was. Well, I liked last week's conversation a lot. It was.
Do you watch them or listen to them?
I have to, like, because I'm paranoid that I'm gonna like use a file post production.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that it's like blank or corrupted or something like that. So like
Yeah.
I always listen to it once just to make sure it's complete.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because
And then fuck around.
microphones can fuck up, and like I had a podcast that I was recording, and I had to it was like a different one. It was like my neighbor's band. It was like him and they were playing music, but for the first portion, I was just recording their music and then kind of talking in between. But I heard a rattle the whole time, so I didn't use that.
Yeah.
And while we waited for the next one, one of the guys was like, I'm gonna grab a smoke or something like that. I found out what it was and I threw the cable away because I had extra ones in my bag, but I was like, fuck. And the rest of the recording sounded really good, but I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Fucking, it's kind of a dance, right? It's like a
Yeah.
technological dance that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Mark Maron was talking to like an A-list star, and his Zoom, it filled up and it stopped recording.
Oh,
And he didn't realize it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And he fucking was like looking at his thing, and then he told him what happened, and they kind of just went back, but you couldn't tell the transition. They're real good at their editing.
There's no way to like
But he talked about it on a different podcast. He was like, I'm freaking out about this, and he was telling like the
dude.
behind the scenes shit. It was cool.
I wonder how much money they lose, like if like they have to scrap an entire episode, or like if that even affects their bottom line, or because I mean, if you needed to come and re-record it, maybe.
But no, like he also like he has money. He has like a 3-hour one with David Fincher that's never been released because David Fincher said he wants to redo it. He doesn't want him to be released.
Yeah, dude, and that's the other thing, dude. Like whenever we talk to people on call or squawk out or whatever, like there's
check out those podcasts.
Yeah, on call podcast, squawk out. So when what was I saying?
We were talking about the recording just
Ye-
being like a one-man show kind of.
Yeah.
But just Mark Maron, like big podcasters' budgets, their bottom lines kind of. We were talking about that. Just
how much do you think Joe Rogan is worth?
I think he's worth between 2 to 400 million.
2 to 400 million. Yeah, that's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane, actually.
Well, he got that deal from the Spotify deal.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Dude, he got like tens of millions of dollars from that, if not more.
Damn.
That's insane, dude.
I wonder if it's to that level, you know, where like Beyonce and Jay-Z go crazy.
This is how I rate celebrities. Air quotes to the audio listeners. Yeah.
But it's always the rock stars, dude. It's never like.
What was I talking about? My bad. I was talking about money. What was I talking about?
We're talking about how much Joe Rogan rates.
Oh, new money. All right, we're gonna call this segment "New Money."
New money.
Yeah, new money.
There you go.
New money's worth at least 250, million to 400. That's a shit ton of money to do something that But I rate celebrities. Now I remember how my parents talk to me.
You know what I think we're forgetting our shit because it sounds like we're talking in a can, dude.
I know. Can you turn that noise off?
Yeah, I'll turn it off. What?
We're trying to do like a groovy effect. What?
A professional podcast.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he stepping away for a minute, or
No.
do I need to do a little segment of my own when you're gone?
Nah, let's get into it. What were we gonna talk about today? Stop fucking around.
Well, I just wanted to finish my thought though.
Okay.
The new money people. I see celebrities if my parents are talking about them. If my dad has talked to me about Joe Rogan, and to me, I'm like, oh, he made it, because my parents, they're not huge celebrity people, but they have their ears to the main streets. They know Beyonce, they know the peeps, and they're like in their 50s and 60s, you know.
Damn, dude.
But they know what's going on. They do. Anyways,
dude.
So Bridey. So
yeah, so let's talk about Bridey Murphy.
So this came to me about 2012 to 2000, probably towards the end of 2012. I started researching about the search, like the fictional or non-fictional, you know, character person, Bridey Murphy, which was a lady, which her name is.
She may or may have not been real, right, at this point.
So this is what is fascinating. I don't use that word, but this is what's fucking cool to me. That's the Raymond way of saying it. Yeah. Of like this chick, like this, it's a regular lady in the 50s. She was 29 at the time, and she went into, you know, people would do hypnosis. It was like a new type of thing, new to us, I think.
Right. I think everybody knows what hypnosis is, right? We can skip that part.
Yeah, but this is like, you know, the early 50s.
Right.
55. So she goes in to get hypnotized, and it's called a reverse regression.
Past-Life regression.
Past-life regression therapy.
Yeah. So I looked this up, right?
It's a real thing.
I looked up the definition, and during the process of like getting past life regressed, like the hypnotist will take you back to your childhood and then say, go to when you were a baby, and then tell me what it was like in the womb, and then at some point
what happened before. It's always a what happened before,
right? Yeah, and then that's when they start talking about either being on a deathbed or living another life or something like that, right?
Yeah. So to me, like, if I'm thinking about the 50s, how it was like, society and everything.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that would be, because it doesn't sound like something new to me, because it's 2021. There's been true crime stories on, you know, there's a lot of that sci-fi shit, hypnosis, like everything's on YouTube, but
it works. Like, I mean, it's accepted by the medical field. To me,
if I, like, say it was like a friend of ours' wife, he takes her in, and she gets hypnotized, and then immediately it's kind of, at first it's a little odd if you listen. I feel like he's doing like, well, when you were a kid, regressing from like 2 years old to I think 1 years old, and that's it. And then somehow they got to, in deeper hypnosis, talking about like, well, you were in Cork. Yeah, Cork.
Yeah,
which is in Ireland. This was like in Midwest America.
Yeah.
So she's like,
and she was like taking on a fucking Irish accent too.
She
right?
took like
while she was under hypnosis.
That was probably like the last,
like even Gaelic words and shit that like isn't like commonly known.
And it was like was almost like, it was like a snarl almost, the way, because she obviously, it sounded like a little bit like she was sleep talking.
Yeah.
But you could understand all the things that she was saying, and it's been transcribed. You can read the whole thing.
Yeah, she's like a like an average sized woman, right? But it almost sounds like she's like.
She's
like
definitely like a broad-shouldered,
weighted,
long
kind of
red hair.
Yeah, I could see that. Like it sounds like, which is weird to hear it like transition so drastically, you know?
Yeah, but and this was like in 18 something. This is because he asked her, when was this? What year was it when you were this age? And it was like 18 something. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
But just going in it. Man.
I almost took it for granted, right? Because like
you almost blew it off.
Well, yeah, I kind of blew the subject off a little bit in my head. Not like I knew you were gonna pull it off. Like that's not it. I was just like, well, I was like, hasn't this been covered like ad nauseum? But I remember the magic that I personally felt when I discovered like that hypnosis was a thing. Like it felt like so many opportunities opened up.
So you had like a thing. Have you ever done hypnosis?
No, dude. My
would you?
My old man recently got his hypnotherapist like license or whatever.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, dang, family discount, bro.
Yeah,
what's
dude.
up? Hey,
I'll give you.
I'm gonna hit him up, bro. I'm gonna hit him up.
He's not one of those like you have to reach the secretary. You just call him straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, let me get a sesh, you know.
Yeah.
I'm Joel.
He gave me a list once, right? Like it was like about a year ago, I think, when all this started going down. He gave me this list, and this list had like all these problems that you might want to work on, right? It had something like 200 problems, everything from like quitting smoking to like feeling more centered, right? Like all that stuff, right? Like 200
those
things,
are
right?
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's,
those
to
are
me,
two
that,
cool things.
You know
right?
what that tells me? Rapid fire. I'm going rapid fire.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but like
when you're taking a test, you know you're gonna fail.
Well, it's interesting that you say the word test because he does give you a test, right? Like,
I don't like that.
But
I don't like that.
But like, I mean, it's like, you know, confidential or whatever. But the reason that he gives you the test is because they're trying to get to the root cause. Because there's no sense in like getting you to quit smoking.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah. Like he's just going to try and help you figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, and then you put a list of things and he's like, well, this is closer to the root cause. But, you know, if you really want to get deeper, let's work on, you know, the part of you that you buried because it's absolutely insane.
I mean, everybody, I think, has a little weird thing about them.
Yeah.
Like just a character. Some would say character flaw. I would say a character flourishment.
What are you talking about? The guy that hypnotized her?
No, just us people in general.
Oh.
Just everybody has a flaw. Like everybody's not perfect, but I don't see it as not being perfect.
I don't know, man. There's shit that I think some people are dealing with, and it's really like close to impossible for them to look at those deeper, darker parts of themselves.
That's what a lot of this is, us talking about this type of shit. Because this, to me, like growing up as a Christian, like, you know, I was baptized when I was a young kid, but I got the concept of what it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't doubt it because I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. And there is nothing wrong with it. I don't feel like as long as you can believe what you believe, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Sure.
To me, that's...
You're right. We jab at the Mormons and the Scientologists.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like...
it comes down to who are you hurting?
Yeah.
Or who are you helping?
There's a quote, a Sinatra quote. I love Sinatra. When he was a Democrat, he had some kind of quote like, I don't know, just whatever. If it takes whiskey to put you to sleep, and then whatever makes you feel good, kind of like whatever you need to help you sleep is fine, you know.
Yeah, I guess so, as long as you're not hurting anybody, right?
But I mean, but growing up Christian, you see, like, at first when I was little, it was all just church and my parents. But once you start having friends and hanging out with your friends and going to school,
13, 11,
well, I was put in a Christian school, so I would have these thoughts, and if I would express a thought to a friend at school or one of my brother's friends at Christian school, most of them were like, "You're fucking weird. Like, this is Jesus. Like, it's just Jesus. There's no ghosts. There's no goblins. There's no the afterlife is heaven or hell. That's it." It's very straight laced. But I was also told by my parents, like,
that simplicity is hard to question at that age.
It is, because it's honestly like, I wish I could be that way.
Yeah, it would be simpler, right?
Yeah, if I didn't have this crazy brain.
Bullshit.
Dude, therapy.
Quantum physics, fucking...
Years of therapy.
Oh, dude.
It's like, just let me express myself.
That's hilarious, dude.
But no, so I got into this in like 2012. I went way off on a tangent, my bad.
It's all right, man. I mean, we're spitballing, bro.
Nah, we're good. But so it was from my friend's band, my boys that we kind of all grew up together. This Will Destroy You. They actually used a few clips incorporated into their music on this album, Tunnel Blanket. I think it's at least 2 songs, if not 3. I don't remember the names, but so I asked one of the guys, the bass player, Dono, I was just like, Donovan, so what is this clip from? Because he's always splicing up old tapes and records and making, like, screwing them up and, you know, changing them.
Yeah, like,
and he told me it was
Screwy.
Yeah, and he told me it was Bridey Murphy. So I went home. You know, I didn't have a smartphone, I don't think, not yet.
Yeah.
And I went home and I
pre-2006.
Yeah, so well, no, it was 2012. I don't know if I had a smartphone, but I don't think I was using it like a
Yeah, like
computer.
that we were all transitioning around.
Yeah,
that
I
point.
still used a computer, so
Yeah.
I Googled it, and I started reading about
You
her.
went to http://www.google.com.
Yes, throwback, call out.
.index.html.
Doesn't exist, but no,
Sorry.
I just no. I just remember reading about it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember listening to. It was a download, so I don't think it was released yet, or I didn't have iTunes. You know, I was kind of buying music.
Downloads are still a little slow.
I didn't know downloads were fast in 2012. I just didn't care anymore. I was like, I'll just put it on my iPod. So I
Yeah.
put all this shit on my iPod.
Oh my god, dude! The
So-
little 500 song iPod.
No, bro, I had the 160
Oh,
or
the
the
big-
120 and then the 160.
Oh yeah, the
so
big one.
I had a lot of music. So I remember I finally found a copy of this. It was like a digital buy, and I put it on a CD and I listened to it for probably on and off for 6 months. Like I would play
What was it called again?
Search for Bridey Murphy,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh the album.
the
Yeah.
album. So it was put out on a record.
Dude, that'll make you fucking go crazy. I was
Well,
listening
no,
to
like-
the way she was talking, and he's like, "When did you die?"
Yeah. But no, like I would listen to it like if I was bored, you know,
Yeah.
if I was at work, you know, and I would, you know, if I was working on a construction job, I would you could put your headphones in.
Like podcasting, like a paranormal thing, right?
Yeah, I would listen, you know, I would listen to audiobooks. I remember I had to stop busting out the CD player. And
Mhm.
that's why I needed the iPod, but I put my books on tape. I put those on my iPod
Yeah.
for sure.
Damn,
I would
dude.
listen to that shit. So I would put this on if I was like bored at work, or if I was taking a lunch, I would listen to it like on my hour lunch break and
Mhm.
that kind of shit. And then sometimes just driving home from work, I would just throw it on if I couldn't decide.
Do you ever stumble onto like some of your old purchases, like bumbling around like the backwoods of like the
My
Apple
boy.
settings, and then you're like, "Damn, dude, I missed that app," or "What happened to that song?"
I remember my very first iTunes email account. I do not have access to that one, and all the other ones are a blur up until now.
Yeah.
Just because I had to do something with my Apple Pay.
I'm not gonna talk about my email address, but basically, like,
Tiddlecast@gmail.com.
well, dude, I don't like releasing like phone information, even if it's attached to like a Gmail account or like email addresses, because I was hacked brutally once, dude.
By who?
Well, somebody that thought that I was a millionaire because, you know, I was streaming Bitcoin, right? Like I was,
This was recent.
it was a couple years ago, right? And so and I was putting out a lot of personal information. You know, I mean, it wasn't personal; like, it was related to, you know, what I was doing online.
Yeah.
But there were still ties that the hacker was able to get back to me. You know what I mean? Like my email address was my personal was the backup email address for that email address. So he just once he had that, then he knew who else to hack. Which
You're
was
his
me.
you're his admin.
Yeah,
Or no,
it was-
he's your admin. I mean,
Dude, it was
yeah.
super weird. I talked to a buddy of mine. He's like high up on the food chain IT guy, and he was like, it's really hard to hack a SIM card. And
Yeah,
I
no,
think,
that's real. It's true.
and I think that's what happened to me, dude.
That's what I do. Like if I have something that I don't want anybody to ever find,
Mm-hmm.
I back it up and I delete. I cut all ties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not precious with that shit either.
Like
Apart from pictures.
yeah, but I mean like family pictures and shit. Like if I'm gonna get a new phone
Yeah.
and I'm gonna lose all my data because I don't know my Apple account,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna save all of those on an external hard drive I have.
And
And then every once in a while, every few years, I move it from hard drive to hard drive so it doesn't like go bad.
yeah. Yeah, it's weird how data like corrupts on a hard
Because
drive.
it's not real. Because if I smash the hard drive, then it's over. You can't find it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like a forensic, like fucking guru or
Yeah,
whatever.
Set that
right?
motherfucker on fire.
I don't know, man. If they really want it, they'll get it.
Whatever.
They'll fucking dig it out from the deepest graves.
What, Edward Snowden? God, that Oliver Stone movie. Did you see it?
Oliver Stone.
Snowden.
Oh yeah, Snowden.
I was like, dude,
With,
I know you're an Oliver
it-
Stone fan.
If you had said, what's his face, Gordon
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So you know him more than you know Oliver Stone?
I know the actors more than I know like the director. You're like, oh yeah, that one, Russell Stone film.
Oliver Stone.
Hit me with that.
Well, he did that
rock star
actor. That documentary that the United States or the world, I guess, that I think it was Showtime, and then he interviewed Putin.
Yeah. Fucking Putin.
He's
good.
But fucking Oliver Stone likes to ruffle feathers, dude.
Yeah.
Like say what you will about the guy.
Oh, you know what? I
do
know Oliver Stone.
He also Fidel Castro. He interviewed Fidel Castro.
Yeah. He was hanging out with Hugo Chavez mainly. That was south of the border.
Too.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, like fanboying over all of them. I'm like, ew. Back in the day.
These are the communist leaders.
Yeah, dude.
Or presidents. I don't know how you'd call them.
Yeah, back when I was an extremist. But it's like, yeah, they he liked Hugo Chavez's like energy and like, how he liked to ruffle feathers. He said like I think they bonded a little bit, Hugo Chavez and Oliver Stone. Like it was like two bros,
Yeah. They're definitely the comrades, I guess.
Yeah.
That's that. I feel like I got the end of that whenever I was a kid. Like that whole Russia, that fear of Russia shit. I think it was gone by the time I was a kid.
Yeah. And it still pops up in the form of these little, like, South American presidents getting all snappy with us.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I don't know. American history is very depressing. I'll just say that. Some aspect, a lot of aspects of it.
Yeah. So with respect to Bridey, so they tried to, I guess these people in Chicago tried to like, what do you call it? Confirm everything that she was saying. And they were, it's like, in other words, it was inconclusive. Like they got a lot of shit, like birth town, birth date. But then there was a lot of information pointing to them not being, like correlatable or whatever. Like basically like there was doubt in her story.
Yeah, so they're trying to say, so it was turned into a movie. She did kind of in the 50s, it was like a low level celebrity because this is the
I saw the game show with
it's that one's a little weird.
It was the 50s, but but like
it was like real hacky. Yeah,
that's how I knew. I was like, oh, that's not her voice at all. Because first I heard the record that you sent me.
Yeah.
Right, of her voice. And then I saw that game show like right before you came over. And I was like, oh, shit. Like that was a drastic change.
Well, I just stumbled upon the movie. I didn't realize that there was a movie made about it. Mm-hmm. And they changed her actual name. I don't even know.
There's like three names.
I don't know in that wiki. It's a different name than it's on the recording. I just don't remember the name on the recording.
Like Victoria Ty,
Lori or Victoria.
And then Ruth Mills was the nom de art or whatever.
Yeah. It gets. I just think I don't think it was a show because just like that's what most people think. Like this is crazy. This is like flying saucers. This isn't real.
Oh, but it actually
like happened. People thought like they're doing this to make money or to get attention. Like there's a reason they're doing this. It's staged.
Dude, the whole time I was reading about this, I was thinking about this gets a little deep, but like the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, with respect to the collective consciousness, it's like consciousness, like the idea. I think there's an idea like somewhat related to quantum physics. Don't quote me on that. About consciousness not being in our brain, but being like a wave or a field.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
And there's only one. For some reason, Einstein said that one time. The number of consciousnesses in the universe is one. And so I don't know what that means, but that's what they're saying. Like maybe that there's a wave, right? And our brains are like radios, and the radio is just picking up. Your radio works just fine to pick up the consciousness field. It's just filtered through your own biochemistry, and experiences or whatever, right? But like that's the idea. And so some people think that hypnosis is and I can't remember where I read this either. I'm being like a terrible like citation.
Nah.
But like some people feel that hypnosis is a form of that. Like you're kind of taking your lens off of it and accessing the consciousness field directly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And from there you could go to anybody, future, past, present, now, here, there.
If you get that concept, and you kind of have to believe it.
Yeah, it's a belief based. You're right.
I don't know about faith. I don't like that term.
Well, but there is a lot of science backing it up. There's no science saying that it's conclusive, but there's a lot of good science saying that it's likely.
Like this is nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Everything
could change.
Everybody in their own heads think we all know, but there's no certainties. Like everything's just kind of like what you think.
Yeah. You're right. Like some of the things that we don't actually know, like we know what magnetism does. We know what light does. We can observe it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But we don't know where it comes from or why it exists. Like that's weird to me. Like when I first heard that, I was like, I think we would have understood like those things by now.
See, these are like
gravity.
Yeah. Like it's all afterlife. It's all afterlife speculation. A lot of things, I think.
Like it could lead to that, or it's associated with afterlife.
I mean,
it's like the other side of.
I guess the mind of a Christian, going back to, I grew up Christian, but with very accepting parents, very, conservative, but they also like, you can talk for yourself, you can, we trust you kind of thing. It was a good upbringing, but, I just know that, I don't know.
And on that note,
what is it, what is the name of the strain? Delta. I think we're at Delta
48
49 for me.
Okay. we could say 49.
Yeah. 49
hashtag D49K.
No, I don't know what I was talking about growing up and being a kid. What the fuck was I talking about?
Dude, we were just getting fucking into our feels for a minute.
I know, dude. Anyways, Bridey Murphy. I don't want to end it yet.
Hold on. Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Hey. I just got punked, Ashton.
We got all right. So, you were saying.
Oh no, I'm just putting myself, like, if I was around in the 50s, knowing what I knew just then and didn't know anything like at this world, that would freak me out. I would believe it because I've never heard of or seen anything. Like nowadays, everybody's heard or seen things like this,
Yeah.
Like, people's like, oh, I went to heaven and I came back. People have these visions.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, I think this story relates a little bit to what I think I want to talk about next week.
But I just think it's cool because, I mean, it's all about if you believe it or not. Like, I think I do believe it a little bit. Like, she went somewhere. I don't know. There's not a lot of research about that, the name Bridey Murphy in the history books or anything like that. But that would be like a crazy dig up project because there's nothing really out there. No, I don't think anybody's like, well, who is Bridey Murphy? Like, let's nowadays Google her.
Reopen the investigation. You mean
if there even was one? Because she said she died. She said she fell like down the stairs and like broke her hip or something.
You know what exists now that didn't exist when they did that investigation?
What?
Ancestry.com.
That's what I'm saying. It's actual investigations.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have that shit.
Let's do it, dude. Patreon material,
dude. If y'all want to kick in Patreon,
yeah, dude.
If you want to do $10 a month, we'll start off this series.
We'll start fucking with T-shirts soon.
Help us buy some T-shirts so we can sell them back to you.
There you go.
Cause yeah. But anyways, I just think it's cool. I think it's, even if it's like a story that she was told maybe as a kid that's just ingrained in her. Because hypnosis and therapy will actually bring shit out that you blocked out in your own memory.
Yeah.
Because people have that, trauma.
Yeah, and that's rough too because it's almost like getting re-traumatized.
Yeah, it is. Like it's
a re-experiencing of what you didn't want to ever experience in the first place.
Yeah, but I think her story is. I don't even think she thinks thought it was real, or I don't think there's any material out there with her like her feelings towards it. I think because when she wakes up, when you listen to the CD or the record, she wakes up and they're like, "Oh, do you remember something?" And she's just like, "What? Was I supposed to remember something? Like what?" And she sounded like she was waking up,
Yeah.
but it was like a different voice completely than you heard on the whole CD.
A different voice? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
With the Irish.
Yeah, the Irish.
Yeah.
She didn't even sound like the same person. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's weird.
It's bizarre, man. But that's a good idea about like jumping on Ancestry.com and digging that shit up.
Dude, I'm down with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what are we talking about next week, sucker?
Well, excuse me. Let me
You said you wanted to bring something up.
have empathy
You
for me
texted
while
me.
I
I'm just
while I
kidding.
try to do two things at once.
You're good, dog. You're good.
All right. Well, it really goes back to this idea that, you know, like hypnosis might have a deeper cause, like a, you know, like a cosmic or like some just advanced properties to it.
Yeah.
About probably, damn, dude, hold on.
No, I'm fucking parched like a mother.
It's really warm in here. Like I wasn't like the garage is.
You're not a big cursing man.
Dude, I used to be.
I fucking, yeah. See? Do you
I used
hear
to
me?
be. Yeah.
I curse. I'm working on it. I'm trying.
I used to be. I used to work for Xerox, and it was just like three of us, and we're doing like an impossible job. And
I've had those.
Just three dudes, you know what I mean? Like, and these guys were like middle aged, right? And they just fucking cussed at each other all day long, like brutally, like, you fucking asshole. I told, like, they were
fucking
like,
bitch. You're fucking bitch.
Grumpy old man. And then they were doing it so often, like genuine, you know, curse fighting, that it would just become a part of like normal vocabulary.
Now it's like I'm picking on you every day now. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. It's like, fucking cocksucker. Goddamn inserter. Like, they're just cursing at everything, dude. It was beautiful. And then like a fucking switch, I'd come home and it would kind of go down a little bit.
You wouldn't drop F-bombs at home?
I would more often back then, you know, when I was working there.
Would you get checked? Like, hey,
sometimes, yeah.
I have to get checked, dude. I have to.
Dude, I love it, man. Like, if I really had my brothers about me, dude, I'd be like a fucking sailor, dude.
Dude, I need to be better about it because I do slip up in front of my son, which is like, he's repeating everything.
I allow my daughter to curse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hot take, baby. Hot take.
Hot take. Here it is. Fucking, when she was very young, I don't know, I can't remember, like, probably like 7 or 8, I said, there's some words that people call bad. You know, they're bad words. I was like, some of them are bad when you're trying to hurt somebody's feelings, but they can also be used like exclamation points. And I said, I'm going to say a bad word right now, okay? And she's like, all right, Daddy. I was like, okay, pretend that I told you to get off the bed, right?
Yeah.
You might think about it. You know, you might check your schedule and see, you know, what the next 15, 20 minutes look like. You know, like, can I get off the bed right now? Like, I had plans, you know?
Yeah.
But with respect to the fucking, I lost it.
Situation?
What situation?
Dude, you're talking about your daughter. You told your daughter it's okay to curse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
and you gave her like a phrase.
You're right. It's so common.
I'm actually listening.
So, no, I'm just like, I lost it. But I told her, I said, but if I told you loudly, get off the fucking bed, right? Because there was about to be like a fan or something.
Or like the bed's about to break. It's a bunk bed situation.
Some emergency situation. I said, if I use that word that word gets you safely quicker, then it's a good word. But people call it bad because it depends. Sometimes you can use it to hurt people's feelings.
It's as a reference point.
So that was my way of explaining context to her, right?
That's good, man.
Yeah, and I said, I will never punish you for using those words in good context. And so sometimes she does, like when she's exasperated. I mean, she's like 10 now, you know, but if she's exasperated, like after like a tough day at school or whatever, you know, she'll confide in me, you know, there's nobody around, but you know, she'll be like, Dad, today was a fucked up day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like
She needs to decompress.
yeah. And it helps that too, I'm sure. You know, like
Yeah.
for emotional amoeba like me, I don't know. I just, I don't realize that shit sometimes. But yeah,
Oh,
you're
not
right.
an emotional person.
Dude, like I struggle with emotion. I think, dude.
Are you like?
I'm not saying I don't.
Are you like
of course I am.
Are you like a 2020 Patrick Bateman over here?
2020 Patrick Bateman. Who's Patrick Bateman? Are we talking about
American
directors
Psycho.
or actors?
American Psycho. Christian Bale.
Oh yeah.
No, like just him. Like he had no emotions. He just had no feelings.
Like I always modeled like good behavior off of fucking Spock, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
not a lot of information,
Wait,
but to the point. Just the way he talks.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Stoicism.
Yeah, very. Doesn't say much, but says shit.
Yeah.
But it means something. Fucking Spock.
What is it?
That's the first Star Trek reference dropped, and there's gonna be a lot because I'm getting back into Next Gen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna sit down and rewatch them all.
I think I just did that like about 6 months ago.
Because I've never seen them full,
Yeah.
all of them. Like, because when I was a kid, like I honestly didn't think it was cool. I was like, this is dumb.
Really?
But I would watch.
I was the nerd.
Not nerd alert, but I thought it was dumb because I
Yeah.
wasn't a big like fantasy movies, like Star Wars, that type of shit. Like I wasn't a big fan of those when I was a kid. I would always just watch like a comedy or
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Good fella. How old were you again?
Fuck, I was born in '85.
Damn, dude.
But no, I just
That's fucking street.
yeah, I don't know what I was talking about.
Good fellas. Before that, we were talking about hood rat shit mostly.
Yeah.
So
Where are we at time wise?
we're about done. We're at 40. So let me
no, let's keep going. My bad.
You
Keep
want? I
going.
mean, whatever.
No, let's keep going, baby.
Okay. All right.
It's early.
We got this concept with Bridey Murphy and the hypnosis and accessing consciousness and blah blah blah. So I came across this scientist like in the 50s, I think, or the 60s. Started running a random number generator.
Okay.
All right, and this number was flipping back and forth, right? 0101, and most of the time it was 50-50, as any legitimate random system would provide, right? It would go up, it would go down, it would do the drunkard's walk, right?
Yeah.
But they started noticing, because they just started collecting this data, and they would put more points all over the world, right? So I think they have 60 all over the world right now.
Shit.
And it's just flipping coins 100 times a second or something.
That's crazy, man. They actually did a study of that?
Yeah. And then they noticed that the data would spike up with like world events.
That makes sense, yeah.
And so I kind of want to go into that a little bit next week. But the weird thing with 9/11 specifically.
Oh, God. Are you a person who does not believe 9/11 happened by Osama?
No. Well, I don't know. But hear me out.
I just watched
The data started
Zero Dark 30
Oh,
yesterday.
my God. It's propaganda.
So,
That's state propaganda,
no,
bro.
it's not, bro. It's a fucking Hollywood movie about a story. The basics of
Yeah, but it's interesting how it serves both purposes.
So you don't think he was killed by, you don't think Osama bin Laden's dead?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just being a fucking asshole, dude.
I was like, dude.
I'm just being an asshole and not realizing it, probably.
I'm just saying it's a good movie. That's all.
So,
To me.
you derailer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
You said 9/11. So what does it have to do with
remember.
9/11? No, you're talking about the system of the
I'm
flipping
glad
of a
somebody's
coin.
paying attention.
Yeah, the
'cause I'm
the
not.
system of flipping a coin and
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
So what
Of
is
course,
that?
back
What does
to-
that have to do
okay.
with 9/11?
So it started spiking. It started spiking before 8:46 or whatever,
Like-
before the first plane crashed.
So it knew something was going on.
That could be it.
So it's alive.
It could have been that the emotional and conscious impact.
the way
on-
somebody was flipping it, I guess. Is it like a person flipping it or is it a machine?
It's a machine,
Okay.
a computer.
That'd be a crazy job just to flip a coin all day.
You thought there were like warehouses, 60 warehouses around the world.
You work in 5-minute intervals. And you take 5 minutes off. You go 5 minutes in, just
left
flipping.
hand, right hand,
Yeah.
left hand, right.
Okay, we're done with left hand. Let's do right hand for a while. I thought-
Switch.
well, this is in the 50s, you said. So I'm like, oh man, they're flipping coin, but it's
They
stupid.
had computers. They had
but back
computers.
then, they probably did have somebody flipping a coin. I bet.
Maybe. I'm sure for those first few experiments, I'm sure.
That's crazy, dude. That's something I would be fucking interested in looking into.
Yeah. So, it could have been that. It could have been the impact, like, affected the temporal, like,
Yeah.
it could be, a bunch of stuff, but it climbed for 3 days after or something like that, and then fell for 3 days after that. But
Yeah.
it was like way bigger than like, even the biggest terrorist attack before that, or, Pearl Harbor. I don't know, whatever the fuck. I think that Pearl Harbor was before this, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I want to look into that. There's and we'll even get to hear the heartbeat of global consciousness.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Live?
Yeah, live.
Dude.
Live. Well, we'll record it live. Yeah.
Live at the time that we were recording.
We were recording. Yeah, we're gonna tap into that.
That's
that fucking
cool.
That heartbeat, and we're gonna listen to it.
This is like some nerd shit now.
Yeah, dude.
We're going deep into everything, baby.
Or some hippie shit. One of the two.
Hey, I was just on the way over here. I was just talking about how I have hippie tendencies.
Yeah, dude. Well, they merge. You know what I mean? Like nerdiness and hippiness kind of merge a little bit, I think.
Like I'm doing away. I'm trying to slowly, except for deodorant. This is how much of a hippie, but not hippie I am.
But you're like no aluminum.
No, I have to have the right deodorant. Right. But everything else, like shampoo, like soap.
Well, doesn't aluminum cause Alzheimer's or something like that?
Yeah, but I'm not going to use any other products other than like the aluminum, the antiperspirant,
Yeah.
That's what it is. But I still use it, but I don't use it every day. Like if I'm working, I'll use it.
Yeah, yeah.
But on the other days,
I'll put it out.
Yeah, and on the other days, I'll use my wife's, which is not. It's aluminum free.
Oh yeah.
So I'll use that one.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, dude.
She didn't get pissed off at you?
No, dude.
She's like, use it up.
Intimacy is using your spouse's deodorant.
She's like, you throw the pH off on my. So I don't do it anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The pH balance, man.
The pH balance. I don't know. That's maybe that's legit.
We need man chemicals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not using Dove. Like I'm using, fucking what is that name of that brewing company?
Some dirty bombs in there.
What's that brewing company?
Starbucks?
Like Rifle?
Am I allowed to say Starbucks?
Yeah. Okay. Fucking fuck Starbucks.
Okay, there goes the algorithm.
Where's Jolt?
Jolt Cola, the official drink of the elite hacker. That's a quote from the movie Hackers.
Hackers.
Remember?
Yeah, fuck I know
Hackers.
Hackers.
I just watched it. Oh my god, dude.
It's
it was
so
like the best.
Dated, but it's still good.
It's good. I don't know why it's good. I was telling my daughter, I'm like, this is a cult classic. You're going to be talking about this movie for the rest of your life. So, like, get used to it.
To me, that's almost like...
I think Mr. Robot followed in its footsteps, and it's interesting. It started
getting weird, though, didn't it?
It did, but it's interesting to see how our idea of the hacker, of the black hat hacker, the gray hat hacker, has gotten so fucking dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that hacker shit. Like, I remember seeing that movie Hackers, not when it came out. I was probably like preteen, teenage.
Yeah.
That probably around that 11 to 13. Seeing it, and I was just like, oh, this is cool. Like,
I want in.
I got the basic concept, but hacking and all that shit, that was before the internet. So I'm like, I don't fucking know what that means.
I used to fuck around with the computers they would give us at school, the little 80s, and it was running like basic, and I would like
try to hack into it.
Right, yeah, I thought it was really fucking cool, like looking for commands.
I remember I did that on my typing class. We had like an extended period. Mm-hmm. We were doing, it was some church thing in middle school. Uh-huh. And I remember I was on the computer, and then they were like, well, you guys can either once you're done with your lessons, you can just get off and start, use paint, or they were like wanting us to do paint. I'm like, I'm in fucking 7th grade. I'm not going to use paint for an hour. And
this was school or camp?
This is school, bro. This is middle Christian school.
I would have been like, I would have understood like camp or something.
But I went straight to, because I used my parents' computer.
All right, kids, we're going to body paint on mushrooms.
No, but I would get out of it and I would play solitaire. I would play solitaire or poker. It was like some card games.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, how the fuck did you get in there?
Or what was the other one, Spider?
Yeah, they're like, how the fuck did you get there? They all printed out their pictures. They're holding up their pictures and shit. And I'm in there playing a fucking game, and they're like, man, I'm literally painting. and then printing it. That's
you're
it.
You're
Not even
like,
color
you're like
printer.
collecting stacks. You're like, next job.
No shit, dude. I just remember it was funny. And I used to burn CDs, too. When I worked at Taco Cabana, I would burn.
yeah.
People would pay me to burn them CDs.
Dude, that's badass. Well, I think that started with cassettes. It was like, like sell me your
Well, that was
mixtape.
before. That was like, I caught the tail end of that. I remember buying cassettes and having Boys to Men cassette, Warren G.
I'll make love.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That blue album.
Dude, that song was so good.
Boys to Men, man.
Amen.
So good.
Dude, Boys to Men like brings me back to like Christianity, dude. Like I listen to Boys to Men and I get in touch with Jesus again,
Yeah, so when it comes to that type of stuff, like I don't dismiss it anymore. I kind of embrace it. Like whenever I have
go with the feels for a little bit every once in a while.
Like I still pray. I still have my, but it's to me now praying is more of a form of meditation.
Yeah.
That's how I treat it. Like it's a part of my meditation now.
I'll post this video of this chick talking about. I remember I told you about the art project that was pretending to be a secret society, right? So there's like 4 or 5 of those, and on one of these they made a documentary, and there's this chick talking about it, and it has to do with spirituality and religion. And I'll post this like on a story or something like that so you can see it. But she talks about how their version of that game or whatever, it produced the phenomenon of like you were using spiritual technology without dogma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
and she was like, finally, like, all the good shit without the bad shit, kind of.
That's like Unitarian.
Oh yeah, they always have like all these.
I've looked into going to the Unitarian church.
It's a pretty sick like idea. You know what I mean? It's very inclusive.
It includes all religions, all beliefs.
Yeah.
It's like open mind. It's like a liberal, not Christianity, but a form of liberal Christianity, I guess.
Their logo should be like Jesus and Lucifer, like with their arms around each other and like chucking up the deuce.
Well, they don't do the dark. I don't think they fuck with the dark side. I think it's all like Buddha.
Do they do Wicca? Wicca's not really dark.
No, but I don't think so. I don't think
that might have been like pre-enlightenment.
There might be. I don't know. I haven't researched it enough. I just looked up the church, and then it was on my route when I was working.
It's like, I'm a white witch.
Yeah, and I cruised by and I went into the parking lot. It was like a normal church. I worked whenever I was doing security a lot at churches. Like I was doing Catholic churches. Like
isn't there one right there on 410 and I-10, like on one of those little?
Yeah, there's a big one. Yeah, I didn't think I did that one. I did them downtown.
I used to go to meetings there, man.
What kind of meetings? Oh, okay.
No, not AA.
The ones you can't. No, I wasn't thinking AA. I was thinking like a secret society meeting.
No.
Like a pre-Tea Party meeting. Or
no, but
shit.
it's very similar to Alcoholics Anonymous. It's gonna be my coming out, dude. I went to Codependence Anonymous.
What is that?
It's like Alcoholics Anonymous for people who suspect that they might be codependent. Al-Anon,
kind of. Or it's actual
it's some kind of an anon. It's just like you show up and you talk to other people who think that they, I shouldn't say think, people who, allege that they went through like difficult abusive relationships and they end up there because they're into that kind of shit.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like that's the extreme version.
It's like a precursor to something that could be out of hand.
Right. Yeah.
Most
people are like that. They're like on a low level. Like they haven't gotten to like those extreme. But there's like little things in your character that might suggest that you might be that type of person if you were pushed into that situation, kind of thing. So it's like just people working through that kind of stuff. It was like a support group, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I have anything? Because I think I remember seeing Fight Club. And I was like, that's kind of cool. This dude's going to those like fucked up meetings and like he's like
so
getting entertainment out of it.
Were you actually doing it because of Fight Club or you just...
Well, I don't know, dude. I think if I'm honest with myself, I might have been using that in my head as a justification for like going. It's like, oh, I'm cool.
But then after
this is cool.
But actually talking to people, then you're like,
oh shit, I'm fucked up.
Damn it! Like I came into this to kind of have something to do, to joke, maybe even joke, just something to do.
Yeah, if I'm generous with myself, that might be.
I'm a people watcher, dude. I'm a chismoso dude. Bad.
Yeah,
I am.
That's interesting shit, though, dude.
It is.
People are weird.
Yeah, I get down rabbit holes, man, on social media.
Do you and your wife do that thing where you go to the park and sit with each other and like look at random people walking by and make up your own stories about their lives?
No, not to that level. So I'll say we'll both sometimes say anecdotes. I'll speak for myself. So like I'll see like a guy who's got like a really bad sunburn, and he's got his shirt off at the little water park thing, and me just telling my life like, dang, somebody needs to take a bite out of that apple, like something like that, like, just joking around. But it's like, this motherfucker's red. Like, what? I'll say like little shit like that, and so is she. Or like, man, that fucking lady was loud. Like, geez, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that, but we do joke around. It's not like a complete no effects record, but it's. We do make fun of people and make up shit sometimes.
That sounds really nice, man. Me and my wife like spend half the time like
on your phone.
No, well, that too. I was gonna say with our arms around each other's throats, but
shit.
That was more of a joke. So
nah, wifey, man. Yeah, wifey and I are good. We're been through some shit.
That's good.
But
man.
we're good, man. We're like fucking real good. Oh, that's the outro.
I'm bringing us in because we're at 55 and 36.
Oh, man, this is a good one. I feel like we got off on a lot of tangents, but I like it. That's a good flow conversation.
Yeah. I mean, we did, but I think we covered everything we needed to.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think it's interesting, and we extracted some meaning out of the whole thing.
Hell yeah. Y'all need to email, subscribe, follow. Share, yeah. Message, DMs, hit us up.
DMs, yeah.
I'm not on Instagram a whole lot. I don't really get on Facebook at all.
Yeah, I hate Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm mostly just on IG because I can kind of control the chaos. But
yeah, the algorithm is like generous with like fucking cool like memes and shit like that.
You can control it. Like if there's anything political annoying, you can just block it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
I think I knew that, but I don't think I've ever done that before.
But it starts to notice that you're doing that, and it won't show you anything news related. It'll just show you your friends' stuff.
It's like, look at this cat like doing backflips off of
yeah,
the
and
side of the bed.
that makes me only check it like instead of 2,000 times a day, I check it maybe 15 times a day.
Yeah.
For me, that's like a big leap because when you think about when you have off time, you're on your phone. If you're by yourself, you're on your phone.
Yeah.
But anyways, hit us up. our Patreon.
We're fucking going out. Yeah, Patreon, fucking WordPress, everything.
Dude, you gotta
fucking
send
whatever
me,
you want.
You gotta send me the info for the Patreon so I can log in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll send it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have any we'll talk about the fucking house cleaning right now, but
Yeah.
all right, guys. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna fucking cut us out here in a bit.
Are you gonna stop recording or do you want to do housekeeping on?
Oh, housekeeping on. Hold on here. Let's fucking see.
All right. Thank you for listening.
I love you guys.